What is up, Van Heist? Welcome back to episode 2 of our terrific tree project. Now, last week we were focusing on making straight lines and circles and tree branches and bark texture. This week is all about color. Now, we're focusing mainly on how hot colors and cold colors can work together. To get us jazzed up for this one, I want you to take a look at some of these images. These are works of art by mixed media artist Andre Woolery. Now, he mainly makes portraits, but take a look at how these gigantic images created entirely out of thumbtacks work together with warm and cool colors to make an image that really pops. It's pretty cool stuff. So, we're going to be talking about hot and cold colors to make our trees pop out in a similar fashion. Let's get going. All right, here we are back to part 2 of our terrific tree project. Last week, as you recall, I created a circle, I created my grid system with all the lines, and I created my tree trunk and V-tree branches. Now you might see that I added a little bit to this. That's because last week I was looking at this circle that I had previously made and I thought that's a little bit small. So I actually took something bigger. I took this plate and I flipped it over and I traced that. If you also want to make your circle a little bit bigger, the area where your leaves are going to be, you can absolutely do that. So I made mine a little bit bigger, and you can see that I sort of toyed with how my branches are going to end. I thought maybe instead of having my branches go all the way to the edge, I'm actually going to have them come to a point. So I'm going to kind of do that to some of these branches. And then I can take the Sharpie to them. Okay, so here is my tree that I've got going right now. We are gonna get into those colors. Now, the smaller circle that I made last time, I'm actually gonna go ahead and sort of erase that. Now, the trick to this assignment is coloring on the inside of everything that you color on the inside of the circle is going to be a warm color. Those would be your reds, your oranges, your yellows, and everything on the outside is going to be a cool color. Blues, greens, and purples. Remember, the warm colors are the ones that remind us of fire. And the cool colors are the things that remind us of cool things like water and grass and ice and things like that. So you can use markers for this project. You could also use colored pencils. You can experiment with both, and I want you to just try them out and see what works best for you. So the reason that we have this grid system, all these little squares here, is because we're going to start coloring in these squares individually. Now, I'm going to start with my warm colors. That's everything on the inside of the circle. I'm not coloring the tree right now. I'm just coloring the squares. I want to see if I can fill my whole tree circle area up with warm colors while not having any of these warm colors right next to each other. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to start with my red, and I'm just going to do a few random red spots. I'm going to start with this shape right here. It's a little bit tough to see, that one right there. I'm going to first start by outlining the inside of that square that I'm going to color. And when I get to where that circle is, I want to stop. Zoop, and I'll color this shape in. Okay, that's a lot of red I've got going on now. I'm gonna switch to a different color, a different warm color. Maybe I'll try out some yellow. All right, I've got all of my circle filled up with warm colors, and I was sticking to that grid. That showed me the shapes to color in. Now we are going to be coloring everything on the outside of that circle, all of those little shapes with, that's right, cool colors. So let's get to work on the cool colors. I do want to create the sort of illusion that There is some grass down here, and maybe the sky gets a little bit blue up here. So I think I'm gonna be using my green, maybe I'll kind of do a combination of green marker and colored pencil for down near the bottom. And then as I move up towards the top, maybe I'll start doing some blues and purples. Let's see how that turns out. All right, here we have it. This is our completed terrific tree project. Now I know what you might be thinking. You might be saying, Mr. Lynch, what's going on with the trunk? Why is it left white? Now, if you want to take a brown or some other color and color in the trunk, you totally can. I personally think it looks really nice as white. I think amongst all of this color, I really like having some place that is left just stark white to make all those colors really pop. And as I'm completed, we can really see how these cool colors around the tree really make the warm colors on the inside pop out. All right, my Van Hise hedgehogs, I hope you enjoyed this terrific tree project. Don't forget to put your name on the back, and we will be sharing these at our synchronous lessons this upcoming week. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.